All right, so welcome to another deep dive, and today, um, today we're going to be looking at iBlink,
Mm.
which is this new social networking website, and you know, you've probably heard some people comparing it to Facebook. But one of the more interesting things about iBlink is they're really pushing this idea of like free marketing. So we're going straight to the source, their website. We're going to see what we can figure out, see if they live up to the hype.
Well, it's really interesting because iBlink it actually comes from All Reflections, which has that reputation for these really powerful communication tools. And they are really good at handling like all kinds of media, images, videos, even over 100 file formats for attachment. So it really makes you wonder if they're trying to, leverage that existing infrastructure and create a platform where marketing just feels like a natural extension of just being social.
Yeah, it's like they're saying, why even keep those things separate? But first things first, we got to figure out what iBlink is even all about. And right there on the home page, there's an article titled, Why iBlink? Seems like the perfect place to start, but
Right. Well, there's a bit of a twist. It's behind a paywall. Now, this could be interpreted in a few ways. Maybe they're just trying to generate some revenue, or maybe they actually believe that their why is so valuable that it's actually worth paying for.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder what secrets are hiding back there. But don't worry, we won't make you shell out any cash today. Let's just see what we can find out. From what is freely available, just from browsing the homepage. There's a lot to take in. You've got articles, news updates, even a gallery.
Yeah, it gives you the impression that
It's,
you know more than just a place to share selfies and status updates.
I see what you mean. And the range of authors is really interesting, too. There are posts from Mihigo, who is the creator of iBlink, but also from other individuals. It kind of hints at a potential community aspect there. With all these different voices,
Yeah, and the content itself it's surprisingly diverse. There's an article on the power of mindfulness, always a timely topic. Then there's a 2024 Best Guide to Guerrilla Trekking, which is, well, a bit unexpected. And for any programmers out there listening, there's a guide to continuous improvement, geared specifically towards your craft.
hold on, guerrilla trekking, that's definitely not something you see every day on social media. Makes me think that maybe iBlink is aiming to cater to these like niche interests and this knowledge sharing, going beyond the usual social media chatter.
I'm inclined to agree. It's like they're saying, you can geek out about whatever you're passionate about and potentially find a community who share that passion. And speaking of community, the activity feed gives us even more insight into how iBlink functions. There's a lot happening. New members are joining, people updating their profiles, articles being liked, photos being posted. It really feels like a lively and active space.
And here's where things get really interesting. Remember those advert photos we mentioned? We're seeing them pop up in the activity feed, interspersed with the regular posts. So imagine you're scrolling through, catching up on what your friends are up to, and then boom, you see an ad for, say, the latest mindfulness app.
Or maybe a tour company specializing in gorilla trekking. You guessed it.
That's
Exactly. And it's really fascinating because it doesn't feel like a blatant interruption. It's woven into the platform, almost like a natural extension of the content.
Yeah, that's a good point. A lot less intrusive than like banner ads or pop-ups.
Right. And from a business perspective, it's so clever. Think about it. You're reading an article about continuous improvement for programmers. You're way more likely to be interested in an ad for like a coding boot camp or a software development tool. It's reaching the right audience at the right time.
So it seems like what we're seeing here is iBlink is trying to be more than just another social network. It's a platform for learning, for
Yeah.
growth, personal and professional, and maybe even business development.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to create this ecosystem where all these different parts of our online lives can all just coexist and complement each other.
It all comes back to that Why iBlink article, that one that's behind the paywall. It's like they're dangling a carrot. If you really want to understand, you got to invest.
It's starting to feel like a tiered membership model. You can dip your toes in with the free stuff, see what the community's like, explore the basic features. But if you want the full experience, if you really want to dive deep into the why and maximize the potential of the platform, well, that's going to cost you.
Yeah, it's a strategy we're seeing a lot these days. It makes you wonder, what are they offering in that paid content? What insights or resources or connections would justify that subscription fee?
That's the million-dollar question. And unfortunately, we don't have the answer, at least not yet.
But from what we've seen so far, I think it's safe to say that iBlink is a platform worth keeping an eye on.
Absolutely. We've got a lot of interesting elements going on here. The social networking, combined with the knowledge sharing, the potential for professional development, and of course, That unique approach to free marketing, it'll be fascinating to see how it all evolves.
Especially with that mysterious paid content. Who knows what secrets it holds?
Maybe some exclusive articles, or in-depth research reports, maybe a directory of industry experts, or potential collaborators.
Or even some advanced marketing tools and analytics.
It's anyone's guess right now. But one thing's for sure, iBlink is definitely trying to do things differently. And that in itself is worth paying attention to.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener?
Well, it means that iBlink might just be the platform that you've been waiting for, a place to connect with like-minded people, explore your passions, learn new skills, and even promote your own work or business without bombarding people with ads.
Exactly. Now, I'm not saying iBlink is perfect.
Yeah.
Or that it's going to be the right fit for everyone.
Of course not. But it's a platform that's trying to fix some of the problems with traditional social media. All the noise and the clutter, the constant feeling of being sold to.
And who knows? Maybe iBlink will succeed in creating a more meaningful and engaging online experience. But that's something you'll have to decide for yourself.
Yeah, that's the beauty of a new platform like this, right? You get to explore it, experiment, see if it works for you. Maybe it'll become your new online home. Maybe it won't. It's up to you. But it is exciting to see these new models emerging and challenging the status quo.
It really is a fascinating time to be online. You know, these platforms like iBlink, they're blurring the lines between connecting with people, education, and even commerce. And it's happening so fast, it's hard to say what it'll even look like a year from now.
But before we wrap up, there's one last thought I keep coming back to. Remember we were talking about Owl Reflections, the company behind iBlink, and their expertise in communication tools. It makes me wonder, if there's something bigger going on here, could this be a stepping stone to something even more ambitious? You're thinking about deeper integrations.
Well, exactly.
Imagine being able to seamlessly share your iBlink content to other platforms, like your website or your email list, maybe even other social networks. That would be powerful for both individuals and businesses.
It's like this vision of a truly interconnected digital ecosystem where all your ideas and passions and your work, it can all just flow together. Who knows? Maybe iBlink is just the first piece. But that's a discussion for another deep dive. So we've reached the end of our exploration of iBlink. Hope you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look at this platform that's really pushing the boundaries.
Absolutely. And like always, we encourage you to do your own research, see what you think, and decide if iBlink has a place in your digital life.
Until next time, stay curious, keep diving deep, and we'll see you on the next episode.